The harder you diet, the fatter you get. You eat less, you move more. The scale does not move. You cut to 1,400 calories a day. You are starving yourself. Your energy is gone, your muscles are shrinking, and the belly is still there. Let that land. You have been told that weight loss is simple math. Eat less than you burn, but you have done the math. You have lived the math, and the math is broken. You do not have a willpower problem. The problem is not how much you eat. The problem is what your body does with what you eat. And that decision is not made by you. It is made by a hormone called insulin. Insulin is the master switch of your metabolism. When it is high, your fat cells are locked. The doors are sealed shut. It does not matter how little you eat. It does not matter how far you run. As long as insulin is elevated, while your body is in storage mode, every calorie you consume gets pushed into the vault, and the vault does not open from the inside. The fastest way to burn fat is not to eat less. It is to lower the hormone that is locking the fat away. And the way to do that is not what anyone told you. This is not a diet. This is metabolic engineering. To understand why your body refuses to burn fat, we need to look at how it chooses fuel. Your body runs on two tanks. The first tank is small. It sits right next to the engine. Easy to reach, easy to open. This is glycogen. Sugar stored in your liver and your muscles. Your body grabs this tank first because it is fast, it is convenient, and it does not require a special key. The second tank is massive. It sits deep in the back. Locked. This is your body fat. Enough energy to keep you alive for weeks. But your body will not touch it. Not a single gram. Not as long as the first tank has fuel in it. Here's the biological rule. As long as the small tank is full, insulin stays elevated. Insulin is the lock on the second tank. It keeps the fat sealed inside. Your body reads a full first tank as a signal. The signal says there is plenty of energy available. Store everything. Burn nothing. Now look at how you eat. Breakfast at 7, a snack at 10, lunch at 12, another snack at 3, dinner at 7, maybe something sweet at 9. You are refilling the small tank 6 times a day. It never empties. Not even close. Your insulin stays elevated for 14, 15, sometimes 16 hours a day. Let that land. For 16 hours, the lock stays on. For 16 hours, your body cannot access the massive tank sitting right there. You are carrying tens of thousands of calories in stored fat, and your body acts like it is starving. Because as far as insulin is concerned, the small tank is full. The big tank does not exist. This is why calorie counting fails. You eat less, but the small tank is still topped off. Insulin is still high. The lock is still on. Your body does not burn fat. It burns muscle. It slows your thyroid. It drops your energy. It does everything it can to survive on less. Except open the second tank. You do not need to eat less food. You need to empty the first tank. The fastest way to lower insulin is not to eat less sugar. It is to mechanically empty the liver. But the moment you eat, the game changes. And most people lose right here. To drain the liver, you need to understand one nuance about how your body stores sugar. Not all glycogen is the same. Muscle glycogen is selfish. When your muscles store sugar, it stays there. It belongs to that muscle. It can only be used by that muscle during contraction. It cannot leave. It cannot travel back into the bloodstream. It cannot feed the brain. It is locked in a private vault with no exit. Liver glycogen is generous. The liver stores sugar for the whole body. It feeds the brain. It maintains blood sugar while you sleep. It is the public fuel reserve, and it is the tank that controls your insulin. This is the tank we are draining. Every morning, you wake up with a gift. Your insulin is at its lowest point of the entire day. Your liver has been spending glycogen all night to keep you alive. The tank is partially empty. The door to your fat stores is cracked open, not wide open, but cracked. Now you have a choice. Eat breakfast, especially bread, cereal, rice, anything starchy, and you refill the tank instantly. Glucose floods in. Insulin spikes. The door slams shut. You have not burned a single gram of fat, and the day has barely started. Or you delay food, you drink water, you move. Here is why movement changes everything. Inside your muscle cells, there is a transporter called GLUT4. Normally, this transporter needs insulin to activate. Insulin tells it to rise to the surface and pull glucose in. But during muscle contraction, something different happens. GLUT4 moves to the surface on its own. No insulin required. Movement is a vacuum. It sucks glucose straight out of your blood without raising insulin. The blood sugar drops. The liver detects the drop. It panics. It dumps its remaining glycogen into the blood to compensate, and the vacuum sucks that up too. You are draining the tank from both ends. Blood glucose down, liver reserves down, and insulin never went up. Every minute you move, the vacuum pulls more. The tank gets emptier, and the door to your fat stores cracks open a little wider. Not a 6 a.m. boot camp. Not a marathon in the rain. A walk with water? That is it. The protocol is simple. Wake up. Drink water with a pinch of salt for electrolytes. Walk, do light resistance work, or do zone 2 cardio for 20 to 30 minutes. No food, no calories, just movement and water. You are not skipping breakfast, you are clearing the deck. You are manually accelerating the transition into the fat-burning zone. Once the buffer is gone, your body has no choice. It must open the vault. But here's where it gets interesting. You cleared the deck. Insulin is low, the door is open, now you have to eat. And most people slam that door shut with their very first bite. Before I give you the next phase, let me destroy 4 myths that are keeping you stuck. Myth 1. Eat 6 small meals a day to boost your metabolism. Every meal triggers insulin. Every single one. 6 meals means 6 spikes. 6 times the door locks. You are not boosting metabolism. You are keeping your body in storage mode for 16 hours straight. Myth 2. All calories are equal. Pour 200 calories of soda into a glass. Put 200 calories of salmon on a plate. Same number on the label. Completely different signals inside the body. The soda triggers an insulin explosion. The salmon barely moves the needle. Same number, different destination. Myth 3. Just eat less and move more. When insulin is high and you eat less, your body does not burn fat. It burns muscle. It slows your thyroid. It drops your body temperature. It cuts your energy in half. You get hungrier. You get weaker. The fat stays exactly where it is. You are not lazy. You are fighting locked doors. Myth 4. Lemon water burns fat. Lemon water is hydration with a nice taste. That is all it is. The advice was never wrong. It was incomplete. Calories matter. Movement matters. But none of it works until you address the lock. Lower the insulin first. Then, every tool in the box starts working. Now let me give you the tool most people have never heard of. You cleared the deck. Insulin is low. The fat-burning door is open. Now, you have to eat. And the moment food hits your system, glucose will rush into your blood. If you do nothing, insulin will spike and slam that door shut again. The question is not whether to eat. The question is how to eat without losing everything you just built. The answer has been sitting in the back of your kitchen cabinet this entire time. Vinegar. The active compound in vinegar is acetic acid, and acetic acid does something remarkable. It pulls the handbrake on glucose absorption. Picture this. You eat a plate of rice. Without the brake, glucose rushes into your blood like a crowd pushing through a single door. 50 people. 1 entrance. Crushing. Your pancreas sees the flood. It panics. It dumps a massive wave of insulin to clean up the mess. The fat-burning door slams shut. Now picture the same plate of rice. But 10 minutes earlier, you drank a glass of water with 1 tablespoon of vinegar. The acetic acid dulls the scissors. There is an enzyme called alpha amylase that chops starch into sugar. Vinegar slows those scissors down. Starch gets cut slower. Glucose enters the blood as a trickle instead of a flood. Same 50 people, same door. But now they walk through one by one. Your pancreas stays calm. Insulin rises gently, does its job, and sits back down. But vinegar does something else. It redirects the delivery truck. Instead of glucose being dumped at the warehouse, your fat cells, acetic acid pushes it toward the engine, your skeletal muscle. The energy goes where it is needed. The storage barely gets touched. 1 tablespoon. 20 to 30% improvement in insulin sensitivity from something that costs less than $1 a month. Not a supplement in a black bottle with lightning on the label. Vinegar. From aisle 3. The protocol. Mix 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, or any vinegar with acetic acid, in a tall glass of water. Drink it 5 to 10 minutes before your biggest meal of the day. That is it. You are not removing anything from the meal. You are not eating less. You are not cutting carbs. You are adding a buffer before the food arrives. Same plate, same portion, different hormonal response. You are not changing what you eat. You are changing what your body does with it. Most people think fiber is for digestion. It is not. Fiber is a physical barrier, a wall between your food and your insulin spike. We are talking about a specific type of fiber. Viscous soluble fiber, psyllium husk, glucomannan. The fiber inside chia seeds and flax seeds. When this fiber mixes with water in your stomach, it transforms. It turns into a thick, heavy gel. Now picture the lining of your small intestine. This is where sugar gets absorbed into your blood. Without the gel, sugar molecules hit the intestinal wall directly, full speed, full force. Glucose floods into the bloodstream. Insulin spikes to contain it. But when you consume the gel before or during a meal, it coats the intestinal wall like a filter placed over a drain. Sugar molecules hit the filter. They get trapped in the gel matrix. They cannot touch the wall all at once. What was a flood becomes a slow drip. The gel grabs the sugar, holds it, releases it one molecule at a time. Your intestine absorbs glucose at a pace your pancreas can handle. No panic, no spike, no door slamming shut. But the story does not end in the small intestine. The gel keeps moving. It reaches the lower gut. And there, something deeper happens. The bacteria in your gut ferment the fiber. They break it down and produce short-chain fatty acids, specifically butyrate and propionate. These molecules are messengers. They trigger the release of two hormones, GLP-1 and PYY. GLP-1 travels to your brain and turns off hunger. Then it travels to your pancreas and tells it to calm down. Release insulin slowly, smoothly, only as needed. PYY does the same from the gut. Hunger fades. Not because you forced it, because the biology turned it off for you. You are not just slowing digestion, you are activating a feedback loop. Fiber feeds the bacteria. The bacteria send a signal to the brain. The signal says, you are full, you are safe. Stop storing. Not a detox tea, not a miracle seed from a mountain in Peru. Vegetables, chia seeds, flax seeds, a glass of water with psyllium husk. Done. The protocol. Eat your vegetables first. Salad, greens, fibrous vegetables, before the rice, before the bread, before the pasta. Or mix 1 teaspoon of psyllium husk in a tall glass of water and drink it 10 minutes before your meal. Eat everything. Enjoy everything. Just reorder. Same meal, same plate, same calories, different sequence, different insulin response. Let that land. You drained the tank. You pulled the brake. You built the wall. But there is one habit that tears all of it down, and you are probably doing it right now. Snacking. Every time you put food in your mouth, your pancreas responds. It does not matter if it is a handful of almonds, a protein bar, a smoothie with spinach and almond butter. Healthy or not, the signal is the same. Food arrives, insulin rises, the door locks. To understand why this matters, we need to look at the seesaw. Insulin and glucagon sit on opposite ends of a metabolic seesaw. Insulin is the storage side. It pushes energy into cells and locks it there. Glucagon is the burning side. It pulls energy out of fat cells and releases it into the bloodstream for fuel. They cannot both be high at the same time. When one goes up, the other comes down. Every time you snack, you slam insulin's side of the seesaw down. Glucagon, the one hormone that can unlock your fat, stays pinned to the ground. It cannot rise. It cannot do its job. You are holding it down with every bite between meals. Breakfast at 8, snack at 10, lunch at 1, snack at 4, dinner at 7. That is 5 insulin spikes in a single day. Your body stays in storage mode for 14 hours straight. Your fat-burning window is almost zero. But the damage goes deeper than insulin. Inside your digestive tract, there is a cleaning crew. It is called the migrating motor complex, MMC. This crew sweeps the entire length of your gut. It removes undigested food. It clears bacteria. It resets the system from top to bottom. But the crew has one rule. It only shows up when the factory is quiet. It needs at least 4 hours of no food to begin its work. As one snack, even a small one. The workers rush back in. The machines start up. The cleaning crew walks out. The mess stays. The gut never resets. The protocol. Eat 2 or 3 real meals a day. Not small meals. Full meals. Enough protein. Enough fat. Enough volume to keep you satisfied for hours. Then close the kitchen. Nothing between meals. Water. Black coffee. Plain tea. That is it. Give your body at least 4 hours of silence between each meal. Calorie restriction slows the engine down. Your thyroid drops. Your muscle wastes. Your metabolism crawls. Meal spacing does the opposite. It opens the fuel line. It lets the body access what it already has. The silence between meals is not deprivation. It is permission. Permission for glucagon to rise. Permission for the cleaning crew to work. Permission for your body to finally burn what it has been hoarding. Every hour you do not eat is an hour your body is burning exactly what you want it to burn. Everything you have done so far, draining the tank, pulling the brake, building the wall, creating the silence, it all converges on one mechanism. The switch inside your fat cells. Inside every fat cell, there are two enzymes, two switches wired to the same circuit. One stores fat, one burns fat. They cannot both be on at the same time, ever. When insulin is high, the storage switch flips on. An enzyme called lipoprotein lipase activates. It grabs fat from your bloodstream and stuffs it into your cells. The burning switch is off. Fat is locked inside. It does not matter how hard you train. It does not matter how little you eat. The switch is in the wrong position. When insulin drops, the circuit flips. The storage enzyme shuts down. The burning enzyme, hormone-sensitive lipase, turns on. It cracks open the fat cells. It pulls triglycerides out. It feeds them into the furnace. Fat flows out of storage and into fuel. You cannot burn fat and store fat at the same time. It is physically impossible. They are two sides of the same switch. Trying to lose weight with high insulin is like driving with the handbrake on. You press the gas. The engine screams. The car does not move, and eventually the engine burns out. Drop the insulin. Release the handbrake. The car moves on its own. You are not counting calories. You are not following a meal plan. You are changing the operating system. You are rewriting the code your body runs on. Stop fighting the biology. Change the signal. The biology does the rest. 4 levers. That is all. Drain the tank. Wake up. Move before you eat. Let the vacuum pull the glycogen out of your liver. Force insulin to baseline. Pull the brake. 1 tablespoon of vinegar in a glass of water. 10 minutes before your biggest meal. Slow the flood to a drip. Build the wall. Vegetables first, carbs last. Let the gel filter every gram of sugar before it hits your blood. Let the silence work. 2 or 3 real meals, nothing in between. Give glucagon the space to rise. Give the cleaning crew the quiet to sweep. 4 levers, 0 cost. You can start tonight. Your body does not want to hold on to fat. It wants to be lean. It wants to be efficient. It has always wanted that. It just needed you to stop flooding it with the storage signal, lower the insulin, force the shift, and watch the body do exactly what it was built to do. But there is one factor I did not mention today. It operates on a 24-hour cycle. It controls up to 80% of your insulin sensitivity. It is not a food. It is not a supplement. It is not exercise. Almost nobody is talking about it. Next video. Welcome to Slim Sensei, where simple science meets smarter fat loss.